Live Q&A time now. First up from I Expose You. It's the YouTube version of Old Takes Exposed, I guess. How likely is P.J. Walker getting to start? And if so, do you think he can be successful? I would say extremely low that Walker starts, at least in like any meaningful game. Like if there are injuries or if the season's over and they're just trying out guys late in the year, that helps it. But I wouldn't think he beats out Teddy Bridgewater at all, and maybe he could beat out Will Grier, who I don't think is that great, so he can maybe be the number 2. Matt Rule loves him, I know that. I don't think he would get much of a chance to start. If he does, well, maybe he can prove he can be a long-term backup. That might be the end goal for a P.J. Walker type. All right, from Don't Panic Now, Hub City, trade Cheeto or put him at safety. We need Jamal Adams. Cheeto gets beat every time. How is he a number 1? Also get Clowney. Let's go Cowboys. So a lot going on there. In terms of the Cowboys part, if you trade for Adams, you're probably going to leave Cheeto at safety there, or at corner, excuse me. I'm trying to think here in terms of the Cheeto part. He gets beat a lot, but he's not a number 1. He's more of a number 2 or a number 3. And then as for Clowney, Cowboys haven't shown much interest. All right, Levante Rodgers, according to Over the Cap and me, configuring the 2021 space, Bears have over $121 million. I'm not sure how you got that high of a figure for the Bears, unless you're like including cutting players, which I guess could make some sense. Who do you think they can go after? Well, probably a quarterback, right? Is that too mean? I don't think it ends up being Foles or Trubisky long term. Maybe you look at another safety. When is Allen Robinson due for his deal? That might be where a lot of that. I think Robinson's a free agent after this year, so you're probably going to pay him quite a bit of money. There aren't very many players under contract as I look here for the Chicago Bears, so probably going to be a lot of re-signing your own players as well. That probably be a key thing. You'll also definitely cut Jimmy Graham because he's just not very good. Let's be real here. So they'll probably get involved in a significant amount of money. All right, guys, if you are not already subscribed, please do. We do these live Q&As all the time. Normally at 6 p.m. Eastern, Monday and Wednesday. Changed because Mahomes signed his record-setting deal earlier today. So if you have not already, hit that big red button and subscribe today so we can keep giving you guys more NFL coverage. Alan asking about Christian McCaffrey. He's not going to hold out. Alan, I think you forgot or maybe you just missed it. McCaffrey signed. He is now the highest paid back in the NFL. So the Panthers were aggressive and paid McCaffrey before a potential holdout was going to rear its ugly head. If you mean Cook, for example, maybe. All right, Jacob Rawleigh, should the Chiefs sign Logan Ryan? Maybe. Kind of would want to get Chris Jones signed first. And if Logan Ryan wants that $10 million price tag, no, big pass on that one. Super chat now from Mason Roy. How big of a year, given the opportunity, will Justin Jefferson have? I think he could have one of the best rookie wide receiver seasons ever. I mean, I got pretty high expectations for what that Jefferson could do. I don't want to lump him into the, he's going to have one of the best rookie years ever. Like, if he even approaches 1,000 yards, you should be ecstatic out of a rookie. It's going to be a different, off-season process. He's not going to have as much time as rookies normally would, at least the same process there. So, honestly, if you're Jefferson and the Vikings, and if he gets to like 800 catches, or 800 yards, Jesus, Tom, 800 yards, I think you feel pretty damn happy about it. I just don't expect a 1,000-yard year because that's a lot to ask about of any receiver, frankly. Question for you guys now here. Who is the most underrated team in the NFL heading into 2020? Cast your votes for me. And by the way, watching after this video is ended live on our main channel, I'll make this the pinned comment. So scroll down there and cast your votes. Jacob T, is there any way the Raiders get Clowney? If so, how? You offer more. You offer the most money, I think, for Clowney. I think the Raiders are close enough to being good, at least maybe more so than the Browns, I guess, that he'd be willing to play for him. So maybe it's 15, maybe it's 16 on a one-year deal. And then is there any way they also get Jamal Adams in a trade? I wouldn't get your hopes up for Adams for the Raiders. They could make it work, but I think they want to make Abram the strong safety. And I don't necessarily love the fit of Adams and Abram. If you bring in Adams, I don't think you're maximizing Abram. So it's possible, yes. Frankly, I wouldn't get my hopes up for either of those guys. Arron Hillard, how do you feel about the Redskins roster? Well, parts of it I like, and parts of it I'm not really that huge of a fan of. I love the defensive line and the pass rushing group. I think there are some promising receivers. I don't love the offensive line right now. Quarterback's a giant question mark. You're set at the running back spot. Secondary's good, not great. I just worry about the offense. Defense should be good. Offense, I'm concerned about. Speaking of the soon-to-be former Redskins, what should the new team name be for Washington, the Washington football team? I've seen some funny jokes like the DC Defenders. Be funny. I'd appreciate that one there. Washington Colonials. I don't know if they go for that one there. Red Tails. I like that one. I think that works pretty well for where we're at right now in America. I think that could play very well for Washington. The Washington Haskins. Don't know about that one. That's a little bit too short-term thinking right there. Get those votes coming though. What the new Redskins team name should be. Now there are also some NFL deals I'll let you guys in on. Stronger Together t-shirts and hoodies, by the way, are on sale. Chatsports.com/strong. That's chatsports.com/strong. They got ladies and women's shirts too. I think there are some kids shirts available on top of that. Hoodies too. For whatever your favorite NFL team is. All 32 are available. I'll put the link right now in the comments and the description. Chatsports.com/strong. Go check it out. They are on sale. And oh, by the way, the proceeds from the sales of these items, they go to COVID-19 relief funds, mostly for the United Way for the NFL. Carpet Shelf. Who is the, I'm going to go better corner here. Marshawn Lattimore, Trey White, or Marlon Humphrey. Your order might be right, actually. I'm going to put Humphrey third on that list. Again, not by much. It's a great question because they're all super close together. Lattimore's 1A, White's 1B, and damn, am I tempted to actually put White above Lattimore instead. All right, Nathaniel Jen. How do the Packers handle re-signing Bakhtiari, Lindsey, Clark, King, and Jones? Great question, right? I think that they've kind of telegraphed some of these moves, or at least their future moves, based on what they've done. So Bakhtiari, I think they try and re-sign him. Corey Linsley, they've drafted a couple different players who can at least play center. Elton Jenkins, Jake Hansen this past year. So, depending on how things go, he's probably a flex guy. Kenny Clark, I think they try and pay him. Kevin King, don't know, flex guy. Aaron Jones, I think he's gone because they just drafted A.J. Dillon in round 2. So, Bakhtiari stays, Clark stays, Jones is gone, and then I think they see how King plays this year and how some of those younger centers develop behind Linsley going forward. They probably won't sign all of them, but they can pick and choose which ones they want to pay for and want to end up keeping. So we'll see what happens there. Super chat from I Expose You. Can the Panthers be a 9-7 playoff team? I think they can be. My concern is this. Even if they have a really good year, they have to play the Bucs and Saints twice. And I think they might go 1-3 in those games. Can they sweep the Falcons? That's going to be key for them. Carolina, I think, they're still rebuilding. I actually worry Bridgewater's going to win them too many games to truly tank. The defense has been so overhauled, I think it will take time. I don't think they're going to be a horrible NFL team, but I think 9-7 is probably more in terms of like the ceiling for them as to what they can end up being for this coming season. All right, next up, who is the most overrated player in the NFL? I'm very curious how you guys vote on this one. Let me get a sip here. I see Dak from Jacob T, Dak from John Lynch, Dak from Jacob T again. See a lot of Daks from Raiders fans. That makes sense to me. Lots of Daks. I see Sack. I don't know who that is, but it's funny. Patrick Mahomes comes in from Star Wars Theory. Wow, I see Zeke in there. Baker Mayfield, J.J. Watt, but 80%, the majority and plurality, very much going with Dak Prescott. I see some Kyler Fackrell and Jimmy G's in there, Derek Carr in there as well. So keep those coming as to who you think the most overrated player in the NFL is. From Fishy Gang, do you think Antonio Brown will go to Seattle? I don't know. I think there's a decent chance of it. I know Russell Wilson would like it to happen, at least reportedly. It would fill a need. Brown wants to play there. But does Seattle want to make that path? Maybe they might instead sign Josh Gordon. So I think Seattle should be considered one of the front runners, but I'm not sure they're the favorite, despite what Antonio Brown might want. A happy birthday shout out now to Jacob T. Congrats turning 15, my man. That's a nice milestone right there for you. So happy 15th birthday to Jacob T there. Appreciate that one. So there you go. You're good. Again, guys, use hashtag NFL or Super Chat. Chris Jones, chances my Vikings come to a deal for Cook soon. I mean, the obvious deadline for the Vikings and Cook is training camp, right? If he's not there, it means he's holding out and he's subject to fines that can no longer be revoked in terms of the way the NFL CBA is set up. So I think there's a decent chance. I think the Vikings are going to bet on Cook folding, and maybe he will, maybe he won't. Maybe you see Cook hold out for a little bit, and then that tries to push them closer to a long-term deal. So we'll see what happens on Cook. I just don't think Minnesota's going to pay him, $13 million a year. Maybe 10 is a better price tag for all parties involved. Told you about this, guys, earlier, but NFL hats are on sale up to 30% off at chatsports.com/NFL hats. They've got a whole bunch of options. They've got Chiefs. They've got Saints. In fact, they've got every single NFL team and a ton of variety as well. Head over to chatsports.com/NFL hats. I just put that link in the live chat for you guys. It'll be in the comments. It'll be in the description as well. So go check out what's available at chatsports.com/NFL hats. From Turner Glenn, what will happen to Yannick? At some point, he'll get out of Jacksonville. I don't know when, I don't know how, but at some point, he will be able to get out of Jacksonville. The question is, how much will he go for in a trade? From Apex 2.0, will the Giants try and get Clowney to pair him with Blake Martinez? Well, Blake Martinez is a linebacker at the inside linebacker position, so it really wouldn't be pairing him with Clowney. Martinez would start at the inside linebacker spot. Clowney would probably be a 3-4 outside linebacker for them, so you'd be pairing Clowney with an O'Shane Ximenez or a Lorenzo Carter and maybe a Kyler Fackrell. So I wouldn't consider them really much of a pairing. The Giants make sense, but they haven't shown any interest, at least so far. Daniel TSC, Dante Pettis, Quan Alexander, and a third-rounder for Jamal Adams. Also, where is Mitchell Renz? Well, go complain and ask Mitch where he's at, because I don't know where he's at either. I didn't show up for work today like a clown. At Mitchell Renz 365, ask him where he's at and when he's going to be back. He'll be back soon, so we're clear. That is a non-starter for the Jets. If you are trading away Jamal Adams, unless you're getting a premier player, it has to be a first-round pick. And on top of that, by the way, a Quan Alexander trade does not really work for the Niners. There's too much dead money involved. They just redid his deal. They're not going to trade him away. So Pettis carries the value of a late-round pick. Alexander doesn't work for the Niners from a money perspective, and the assets going to the Jets don't work for them. So I think it's a no from, frankly, both sides.